in its impact that it becomes deeply embedded in the mind.
Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
Appreciate your choosing our theater. And to make this experience more enjoyable for everyone, we hope you'll refrain from talking during the show. Enjoy the movie. Thank you.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for, and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You're watching Still Toking With. My name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an awesome show scheduled for you as always. And Benjamin, how's it going?
It's going amazingly great.
Amazingly great.
Yeah, we're going to go with amazingly great.
Amazingly great.
Why not? Why not? Yeah.
Okay, well, those are two words.
Well, first of all, it's Wednesday. So that means we're live. And we're running on another new platform tonight, which welcome everybody from the madness side of things. But I'm super stoked to chat with our guest tonight, man. I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm just super stoked to chat with our guest tonight. I'm going to let Jeff butcher his name.
Okay, super stoked and amazingly great. Mr. Jeffrey!
Hey, how's everybody doing out there?
Hey.
Happy Wednesday. Hump day. Wednesday is hump day, right? Yeah, Wednesday is hump day. I'm looking forward to this show. I've been, looking this guy up. I couldn't find any crap though, which kind of sucks. So maybe I'll butcher his name, maybe I won't. But let's bring him in. Julian Seager. Welcome.
Oh, sorry. Hello, everyone. I'm having an amazingly great day too.
That's all right. I'm going to find the weirdest, most disgusting type of food I can and have you challenge that.
Oh shit. Okay, I don't turn down challenges really. So, but good luck because I've eaten most of it already.
Yeah, but see, when I say the mealworms, they have to be live.
Oh, I did eat live, much to my disgust. But yeah, they still went down. I just chewed them a little more. But anyway, I'd like to start this show by, it's weird me interviewing three people at the same time. By saying that, I don't really want to talk about weed, but I'm on a show called Still Toking. So I don't really know what I'm doing here. I appreciate the invite, and I know that it's an interview, but why? I don't know much about your show. So why is your show called Still Toking? I think this should be a point that one of you guys actually just inhales or something. I don't know, or whatever you do. There you go. I mean, I spotted you had Tommy Chong on the show, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I've been a Cheech and Chong fan for life. That's how I know all about weed. I've never seen it myself in real life, obviously, but it's like I've seen the movies. Right. And I'm a Seth Rogen fan, and who else? Like Snoop represent. I ate the chips the other day. Sorry, chips. So, but yeah. So, tell me and the viewers where Still Toking come from. We're on season 3. I need to catch up. So that's good. So introduce yourselves, please.
So you want to take the reins, or you want me to go?
No, go ahead.
So Still Toking With derives from a comic book that Jeff and I created, wrote, and produced, which is now 5 issues out, called Toking with the Dead, which is where we took cannabis and zombies and mixed it.
Okay.
But we didn't realize it was going to snowball the way it did, so we put ourselves as the main characters in the comic book series.
Cool.
Long story short, the novel hopefully will be out next year, which is the first 5 comics. We've released 2 episodes of the live-action TV series. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th are being filmed in production right now. And we just launched the animation pitch a couple weeks ago.
Okay, well, yeah, man, I'm sold already. I was reading the Kirkman comics before The Walking Dead came out, and I was a massive fan of that. And for years, I was thinking this would be like the best zombie soap opera in the world, And then they did release it, and then they kind of fucked it up a bit. But
just a little,
a bit.
Yeah, but it started well, didn't it?
So it did.
And then it ended up like a bit of a wet fart.
Right.
So.
Right.
But,
well,
not to derail, but have you seen the images for the new show that they're going to make?
No, is it the teen one?
It's in the city, and it has Maggie and Negan. They're going to be their own show. but there's like power on in the city, and she's like a bartender, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Sheldon would be rolling in his grave if he was dead.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Continue, Ben. I just needed to
Well, it's funny that you bring up The Walking Dead, because when we first released this 4 years ago, Jeff?
Yeah.
So when we first released, we've only been out for 4 years with the comics and the TV series and all that. We came out as The Toking Dead, and we got our trademark, and we actually fought AMC, Robert Kirkman, and The Walking Dead for 2.5 years to keep our trademark.
Yeah.
Because they said weed was illegal and on a federal level, we shouldn't have a trademark. Little did they know that we were just going to keep going. We tweaked the name, they signed off, and here we are today as Toking with the Dead.
Congrats, man. No, I love it.
Right.
It's like, and I'm a big zombie fan. I like weed in pop culture. Never taken it myself. But, you know.
Well, there's
maybe
nothing
one day I'd like to.
Yeah. There's nothing
When
funnier
legal.
than a stone zombie. So.
Well, right.
Stone zombies are great. I mean, they've already got the munchies. So how does that work?
So our twist and premise to it is, you know, you can, when you get them high, whether it's, you know, cannabis or CBDs or whatever you're using on them, they want Twinkies, cupcakes, they bounce off walls. But when they come down from the high, subconsciously they realized it alleviated the pain they had for flesh. There's a medicinal aspect to it.
Right. Now they want our weed.
Now they want our weed, and we're screwed.
Oh, no. That's terrible. I bet Snoop Dogg's got like a proper mansion set up with like big gun towers and shit. And Mike Tyson, actually. Like Tyson Ranch is probably the safest place to be, even though it's the most dangerous at the same time. But yeah, I don't think those guys would mess about in the apocalypse. So,
but they like to share their weed from what we see, so maybe they would.
Yeah, I don't know. But I haven't met either of those guys yet. But that would be a good thing. I think that I'll put that on my bucket list.
And I remember you specifically saying to me before we started, I don't want to talk about weed, and here we are talking about weed.
Well, we're not talking about weed per se. I'm just saying that I was asking you questions about your
the name.
Show. And I thought it would be ironic for the only thing I said, let's not talk about weed, but it's called Toking, like, you know, and it's like, you know, if I didn't know what weed was, I wouldn't know what Toking was, would I? So I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And this is the British irony that I tell you that I don't want to talk about something, and I immediately go in with that. So whilst opening a can of beer.
Bravo.
Yeah, you know, I like to start as I mean to go on.
But the show itself is really about our guests. So we try to reach out and find amazing guests that have amazing stories. And it could be an actor. It could be somebody that's using cannabis for curing themselves. It could be somebody that was incarcerated for murder. If they have a great story, authors, writers, cartoonists, creators.
You could literally get one person that's got all those skill sets, actually.
We did. Yeah, it was Tommy Chong.
Yeah. Oh, who did he murder? No, you'd have to get Danny Trejo for that.
That's true. You know.
I love you, Danny, by the way. That wasn't a diss.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, me and Danny did time together.
Do tell.
Well, I was at a rap party for Death Race 4. I played a fireman in that movie, and we were in Bulgaria, and Danny was at the rap party, and but he didn't remember me, so which is cool because like he sees thousands of people, you know. So, but he's a nice guy. I knew he was a nice guy because I'd worked with him previously, but he didn't remember. So, so we were at the rap party, and I said, "Oh, hi, Danny, nice to see you again." And then, and he kind of just smiled and shook my hand and give me the respectful, you know, back rub or whatever you want to call it. That sounds dodgy. But anyway, we did the half hug thing, you know.
Yep.
So, and then I was in the half hug, and I leaned in and just whispered. I went, "Hey, Danny, we did time together." And he was like, "What? Where?" And then he was like, "San Quentin." And I said, no, I wasn't San Quentin. He was like, where, man? And I was like, no, you got to guess. And he's like, oh, I can't. And he's like looking at me, he's trying to assess my age and stuff like that, because obviously he's not done time for years, like decades. So, and then he said, oh, I'll give up. And I says, oh, this is an 18 rated show, isn't it? So I can swear. So I said to Danny, the motherfucking gulag, man. And he was like, the Muppets? But I was like, yeah, I was one of the prisoners in the Muppets, and I led the prison escape. So we're in the Muppets movie together. So that's really gangster, isn't it?
That's actually really cool. That's really cool.
But
that's
I
really
don't think
cool.
there's many people that could actually walk up to Danny Trejo as an actor and say we did time together, and as an actual fact.
Right.
So it doesn't matter that it was a Muppets prison, and that we were in prison with loads of Muppets and stuff. But so that's it. So I told you I had loads of weird stories. They just spin off.
That's fucked up, dude.
That's beautiful. That's the beauty of our show. It's unscripted, and this is what it's all about. You know.
Well, let's face it. Life is unscripted, bro. You know.
Right.
Absolutely.
Unless you're Johnny Depp. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. I love Johnny Depp too. So.
Apparently, a lot of people do, because that whole trial of his turned his, the perception of him totally around.
Yeah, I think that Johnny Depp moment fell out of my face because there was a quote where he said that he's fed up with the film industry a few years ago because he speaks more scripted words than he does have conversations, like, normal conversations. And he said he was just I think he was just overworked at the time. And I was just like, wow, I'd have to have a lot of dialogue to do that because I can talk a lot. So,
yeah, you can. I've watched you do your food channel on YouTube, and you're no co-host or host with you. You talk to the camera, and it's like 3.5 hours later, you're still eating worms. And I'm like, man.
I know, man. It's like it's a cross I have to bear. Like I caught what it's like. What? Yeah. So I'm just looking at Hairy Fruity Girl now. Like, but I suffer from something. I don't know whether Americans even use this terminology, but I suffer from something called verbal diarrhea, which is the
guy right there.
These kind of things, but like at least I don't get a bad breath with it, which is good.
True.
But it's just like it's just that kind of thing.
Well, you got to learn how to let that out the back end before you open your mouth, dude.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm very talented in that area.
Now, I hopped on YouTube and I watched a couple of little things, just before the show. But my question is, I really didn't know that nose hairs were that fucking tough.
Oh my days! I almost pulled my brain out.
The wax challenge.
I'm like, what the fuck is this dude doing?
That look of fear, right? That look of fear. Well, I don't act on my YouTube channel. Is I started it in the winter because I was just bored, and I was watching all these YouTube channels about food, and I just thought, do you know what? I could do that. It's like, why am I watching it? I need to watch it and make some. So I had these grandiose ideas that I could do the food challenges and stuff where I could eat like the big amounts because I love my food, but obviously otherwise I wouldn't have a YouTube food channel. And but then I realized that I can speed eat, so I can eat fast, and I've eaten a couple of the big names, but I can't. When I watch the bulk stuff, I mean, just generally eating a lunch out in America for me is a food challenge. So let alone doing a food challenge, it's like your portions are so massive anyway. And I thought, no, for my health and stuff, that's not going to be good for me. So but I still wanted to carry on. So I started mucking about with different formats of food reviews and stuff like that. And so I went with the gross foods and stuff like that. So, and the hot foods because I like my spice. But yeah, so I don't know whether I'm the only person on the planet to do it. I'm sure someone has been as stupid as me. But there's a thing called the Death Nut 3 challenge by, what's his name? The guy that, Johnny Scoville set it up. So it's a Death Nut 3 challenge, and it is 16 million Scovilles is the hottest nuts in the packet. And I think there were six nuts, not nuts, like 6 packets of nuts that you had to do to get to this really, really hot one. And so I decided that because Booty Girl did the, I'm pointing that way, she's over there. So she did the 1 chip challenge, and then I'm not going to embarrass her by saying what happened, but it wasn't pleasant. So, and it was pretty damn quick. So it like, I wish it was in and out. That's all I can say. She did it. She did the challenge. Total respect for her for doing it. But then when the Packy 1 chip thing was exiting her, she said, that's the last hot challenge I do. So I bought the Death Nut 3 challenge, and it was a 2-man thing, as in, or 2 person, unknown gender, or whatever you want to say, a 2 people kit. And because you weren't doing it, Booty Girl would just refuse because she was so ill from the last hot challenge. I decided to do the hottest chili challenge in the world, known to man, twice. So I did all of the packets. So you're meant to do it as a challenge with your friends. So, but I didn't have any friends that were stupid enough to do it, and so I did it on my own. And now I only saw. I was in a chili shop yesterday, actually in Austin, and I saw that packet, and I was just like, whoa. So I don't do peanuts anymore, because a corn chip that's really hot is digestible or throw-upable, easy, or whatever else a ball. But nuts, especially when you do there were over 100 of these nuts in the entire packet. There were like 25 in each flavor, I reckon. It was insane when we added it up, and 16 million Scovilles. It's pretty damn hot when you consider that a jalapeno is 200,000 Scovilles. Yep. It's almost unfathomable. So I did that, and then I was ill for 27 hours. The video that on my channel doesn't show that. I think the worst thing is that halfway through the 5 minutes that you meant to sit there for 5 minutes with nothing, no water or anything, my camera ran out of space, and I didn't know because I was in so much pain. So it stopped recording, and so I was literally just salivating, like a dog drooling. And then I looked at the camera. I was like, "Oh shit! It stopped recording." So then I had to quickly delete a load of stuff. Nice one, thanks, Ben. So yeah, he's witnessed me eating. So that's he can testify to that. But yeah, and then I made another error. I didn't have any milk in the house at all. So I had ice cream, half a tub of Ben & Jerry's. That was it. So we didn't prep for it. I was just really dumb. And but now I don't mind eating hot food, but I'm not doing hot peanuts again, because I felt every single millimeter of them entering my body and exiting my body. 27 hours of not actually being able to speak and literally just rocking backwards and forwards in agony every 20 minutes, but was unbearable. I watched these professional chili eaters, and they literally they chug like whatever 2 gallons of milk, and it all comes up. Nothing I could do could get these up, so I had to suffer that. So I'm not doing peanuts anymore. So don't set me a peanut challenge. So because I'm sworn off them. And Booty Girl actually took the video of me rolling around, crying. I was crying. So I'm not gonna lie. So it's it was worse than childbirth. So and I've only had 2 children. So but yeah, it was worse than that apparently.
I don't know if this would help, but I know with dogs, you give them if you need them to throw up, like if they've eaten something they shouldn't, you give them peroxide. So I don't know if that would work on a human.
Man, I tried everything. I literally had my whole fist down my throat.
Well,
like,
I mean,
grabbing my tonsils and drinking. Like, I didn't realize that soy milk didn't work. No. It has to be cow's milk because it's the lipids in the fat that grab. But I don't think anything would have worked because it was a peanut. And bearing in mind, I'm trying to eat them as quick as possible, so I probably wasn't chewing them as much as I should have. So I was swallowing a whole nut, which then, yeah. So I don't recommend anyone to try the Death Nut Challenge at all. Don't try and beat me. This isn't a competition. I was a fucking idiot. So don't be me. Do some of the challenges, but don't do the nuts because you will regret it. So if you do it, tag me in saying, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Like, you know, and be honest. It's I see it for sale, and I'm just like, wow, that really shouldn't be for sale. So,
now, my fear with hot stuff, I love hot stuff.
Well, we have our own hot sauce.
I just don't like when it comes out the other side.
Yeah, I think my body's.
There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, that doesn't affect me as much. Like, so I have hot sauce on pretty much everything I eat, apart from ice cream. But that's just because I haven't tried that yet. So, hey, we got any ice cream?
Okay. So I want to back up for a second. So you said American portions are so large. Like name drop. Like what?
Name drop. What? Like just a place that has large portions.
Well, that you consider as like, you know, unedible. Like I know Texas Roadhouse, like the chicken critters, you know, I can't finish a full one.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky, isn't it? I would literally say the whole of the USA, apart from if you're eating in one of these like fine dining experiences where they're bringing out like little entrees and stuff like that. So no, I did actually finish an entire breakfast today. That was pretty good, but it was a breakfast I've been craving. So it was corned beef hash. It was it was like hash browns, which I hadn't had for like 4 years maybe. Oh, like nice. You know, real hash browns. Mm-hmm. And just like 2 fried eggs over easy and sourdough. But it was just literally that perfect 4-piece combo for me, that where I probably could have eaten double that amount, I must admit.
That sounds so good.
Like, but so that was cool. But that was just a small breakfast. So, but every time we go, but I'm also a buffet expert. So we're trying to eat healthy. But so we found a couple of places locally that do, you know, like salad buffets and stuff. And when I said that I was craving salad, I think it was yesterday or the day before, a friend of mine over here was like, craving salad? He's like, my food eats salad. You know, and, but I don't think that this particular guy, he's a legend. I don't think he doesn't look like a salad eater. So, you know, it's like, but the thing is that it's really difficult to, especially in Texas and in Georgia, especially as well, to find anything that isn't like deep fried. So, and I'm not slating deep fried food because I know they do it really well, but there comes a point in your week when I personally crave, like, you know, I don't fry at home. So I have an air fryer, you know, so anything that I want crunchy goes in the air fryer. So, we don't cook with oil. It's just very minimal. So it's a bit of a culture shock on your body cultures to just literally be eating fried food all the time. So, you know, we've done a couple of days of that, but we needed to find these salad bars, you know. But anyway, I'm the master of the buffet, you know. I build like buffet, like I could literally build a buffet that will go up like a castle. So I put walls up, and it's like so my salad was like this high, and I couldn't. I had a huge double takeout box. So I ate my salad, And for irony, I ordered a child-sized pizza. So to go with my salad, which was a child's meal, and they said strictly no under 12s. So when I ordered it, I said, well, mentally I am under 12. So they gave me this pepperoni pizza, and then I got a salad buffet that I was still eating. I managed to finish it yesterday, you know? But it was like, I'll put it on the channel probably. I took a picture of it just because it's like, it was ridiculous. It was like the size of my head. So, but that was all salad. But then we went in Denny's the other day. Oh, and Denny's is a weird one. No, not Denny's, sorry. Where did we go? Golden Corral. Just because I wanted Foodie Girl to experience Golden Corral, because I think, if you guys all been?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it's an American institution and everyone has to go at least once just to know what it is. You know, it's like you can't not do a Golden Corral buffet. But I realized after, you know, because I've been coming over to the States since the 90s, I realized that with the Golden Corral buffets, I love the fact that we haven't talked about movies or anything yet. It's the Golden Corral buffets, you spend, if you go round and you get a plate of food, you just basically, on that first plate, it's like a reconnaissance mission. So you're going out and you're putting things on your plate to work out, like, you're basically trying to find something palatable.
Right.
It's like, so I think that on this visit, I think maybe because my palate's a little bit more educated, that about 75% of the stuff on my plate was shit. It's like, but the 25% of the stuff that was golden that was really nice was like, but it's really hard to find. And then the problem is with that is by the time you've waded through all the shit to find the good stuff, you're full up. And it's like, oh my God, their fish is amazing, but I couldn't eat another thing. So it's like, I don't know. I think that's what happens with the casual, occasional Golden Corral customer. Yeah. But I think the people that really know their shit and go in like once a week to feed their kids and stuff, they probably know exactly what's good. So, you know.
Well, if you're ever up in the New England area, check out the Nordic Lodge.
You'll have to message me that afterwards so that I'll remember, because
the Nordic Lodge.
Again.
Yep. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. You have a time limit though, because it's lobster, crab legs, filet mignons. It's all that kind of stuff.
Okay. That's cool. Now I love seafood, so you know, I'm looking forward to that. So the problem we've got in Texas is all the seafood buffets are Asian related. And food doesn't really go for Asian food. So
no, it's classic stuff there. I'll send you a link to it.
No, anything seafood, any mollusks, literally. I really love octopuses, but I only stopped eating octopi and stuff like that for about 6 months after watching that Netflix documentary. Did you watch that?
No.
What was it called? My Friend the Octopus. That was it, wasn't it? It was as simple as that. So he made friends with an octopus, and it was really cute. It was like the octopus was like a little dog. So for about 6 months, I was like, man, how could I eat something like that? They're so intelligent. And then 6 months later, I was like, oh, I really want some octopus. So I was like, you know, I was kind of over that. I did the same with bacon. I had pigs as pets, and I didn't eat bacon for about 2 years. Oh God, I had bacon on my breakfast this morning. Such a bad person.
Bacon's a staple.
Well, you're killing me. This is great. Yeah. I haven't had to say anything all night so far. He's just talk to him about food. See, folks, that's all you got to do.
Man, but there you go. You've got questions for me. Do you like my t-shirt?
Boba Fett.
Oh, nice.
So,
there
you go. I was just about to give you a question, but then I popped it because I looked at my t-shirt in the morning. I was like, yeah, I like this. But Boba Fett was my favorite character in Star Wars from when I was a kid. And then as an adult, I ended up being friends with Jerry Bullock, who played Boba Fett, like because of doing Comic-Cons and stuff like that.
Right.
So I ended up becoming friends with him and his wife Maureen. And what a guy! He's amazing. So he passed 18 months ago now. So, and the first thing I did is I went out and bought a really nice picture of Boba Fett, put it on my wall in my house. So, but yeah, this guy was a legend, and he's still my favorite Star Wars character. So I bought this when I was in the States. It's the only T-shirt I bought so far. Yeah, so it's this one. So that's what I'm wearing it for Jeremy, because I noticed also when I got a friend's request from you, I think it was you, Jeff.
Yeah.
In the background, there was a picture of you guys at a Comic-Con, and right in the center is my friend Spencer.
Yep.
Spencer Wilding. So I didn't even know you guys did Comic-Con and stuff. So
yeah. Yep.
Yes. Before I forget, I also work as a voice actor. So
yes, you do.
Yes. Yeah, we haven't gotten into that yet.
Because I'm at that point where stuff like I would want to do that show just because it sounds awesome. It's like it's right up my alley. So right. I hope that translates well.
Oh yeah.
Because there's some things that don't translate well. I didn't know whether that phrase would translate well into American. Right up my alley. It could be misconstrued. It's like when you're English and you smoke cigarettes and you come over to the States and you're in California and you say to someone, "Oh, that's smoking and you haven't got cigarettes. Oh, do you mind if I bum a fag?" So some things just don't translate.
Right.
So,
right.
So you don't say bum a fag in the U.S.
No, to bum in England is to like have or steal or just be cheeky, and a fag is a cigarette.
Yes.
So so I only ever said, "Can I bum a fag?" once in the States. Yeah. Anyway, but that's another story. And I know this is 18 rated, but yeah.
That's another story.
Anyway, so I don't have to bum fags. So it's great.
So, but speaking of filming and Spencer and friends and Comic-Cons, how did you land a role on Vikings Valhalla? By
working my fucking ass off. Not bumming fags, but
I hope not.
No, it was a long story really, but to cut it short, I wanted to get on the show, so I had I kind of researched the agent that I wanted, approached that agent who's I'm not gonna name drop on here because he'll get inundated with people want to get on the show messaging him. So, but anyone with IMDb Pro can check who I'm with. So I really liked this particular agent. I like the idea of him. I like that his stable of actors and actresses that he had, and I also liked his working connections. So I kind of went backwards and worked out after Death Race 4 who I was getting to see as casting directors, when I was getting auditions. And then I worked my way backwards to work out what agents they were using, the people that were wanting to see me all the time.
Yeah,
so
smart.
I mean, everyone says, "Oh, how'd you get an agent? How'd you do this? How'd you do that?" And it's like, the truth is, there is no path. Every actor and actress's path is individual based on them. So I found a guy that I really like the look of. He's got smarts. He's a good agent. He's daring. He thinks outside the box. And I knew he had a good working relationship because half of his stable of actors and actresses have been on Vikings. So, and I thought, well, that's it. And so I had a meeting with him, and he basically just said to me, "I'm going to get you on Vikings." I mean, I don't know why. I don't look anything like one.
No, but, not at all.
No, but
no, you look more like a dwarf.
Yeah, exactly, man. I should have been in Lord of the Rings. But yeah,
that's the next one. You can go for
that one.
You can go for Power of the Rings, the new Netflix show.
Yeah, it's I don't know. So we're only. Is that the one that's coming out, or is that the one we're watching?
Yeah, we watched 4 episodes.
Okay, yeah, we watched 4 episodes, but then we got dark and we started watching Dharma on Netflix.
Because that pertained to food.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I've got more in common with him, just because I like my stuff medium rare as well. And yeah, it's like, no, I'm I'm totally down with Lord of the Rings, but I think I don't know what the crack is, whether it's filmed in New Zealand and stuff like that, but I haven't had any casting calls for anything like that. So, but yeah, I auditioned a lot for Vikings. So, and but I knew that they were looking for a part for me. So I knew that it was just waiting for the right part to land. So, because like some of the auditions were ridiculous. I auditioned for a Mongol lord,
right?
As in, an Asian Mongol warlord. And I'm like, okay. And I realized that they were testing me to see what I would do with the audition. So I put my all into it, and and I knew that I wasn't going to get the part of a Mongol lord. I mean, that's some serious time in makeup, isn't it? To make me look like a Mongol lord.
Right.
And, but I knew they were just testing me, and I appreciated that, and I thought it was funny. But I still took it very seriously, which is what they wanted to see. They wanted to see what my acting chops were, and so they kept chucking things at me, and it was right at the end of Vikings, and I was like, I don't want to be in the last 1 or 2 episodes of Vikings, so I was auditioning respectfully and giving it my all, but I didn't want it. I wanted Vikings Valhalla because I knew it'd be a new
breed. Yeah.
And then the fuckers killed me in episode 2. Oops, spoiler.
I wasn't even going to give it away.
So there you go. So, but I had a glorious death. It's one of those. It's like I didn't even find out until episode 2. I thought this is going to be like my life for the next 5 years now. So, but it's like at the end of the day, I got Jeb Stewart, the writer of Die Hard, say, we fucked up. We took you out too soon because we were really enjoying your performance and your interpretation of Yul Gorm. Yeah. And they said we should have had you on for at least a season. And I was like, yeah, I agree, but because they're on such a tight schedule, they can't change the script because they like someone. But I might come back as my, long lost brother or a cousin.
They could always dye your hair whiter and bring you back as an older.
A year of work.
Right. But yeah, no, I mean, I was big into Vikings. First off, I loved the show. Then when Vikings Valhalla came out, I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. And then I saw you, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, but they fucking killed him.
It's the problem is when you pick an argument with the lead actor, you're going to lose. But I did Arsehole very well. I thought, I enjoyed the character. It's the sort of character I like playing. I like playing the irritant or the psycho, the guy that just has his own set of rules and doesn't give a fuck about anyone else's. And and I was very pagan, and it wasn't difficult for me to get into that role.
Well, I mean, you look the part no matter what. So I mean, but yeah,
my heritage is actually that anyway. So my surname's Seager. If you translate it, C is C, and Ger, G-E-R, means spear. So my surname is Sea Spear or Sea Warrior. So it literally translates to Viking. Right. So that and it's one of the oldest names in Norse history. So, and you know, it wasn't made up. It's like that is my name, and all of my family have been men of the sea. So, you know, in the Navy and stuff like that, for going back generations, literally generation on generation on generation. But Vikings was cool because I was literally in Kattegat, in the halls of Kattegat. Like, you know, I think I was the first person to name Ragnar Lothbrok in Vikings Valhalla as well, because, like, you know, I mentioned his name, that these are all of our ancestors, and Ragnar Lothbrok, because I'm the pagan one. I don't know where these Christian Vikings come from, or what. I mean, it didn't really work out too well for him, did it? Let's face it.
Well, no, you took him out, and he took you out.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But
and you both got X'd off the show.
Yeah, shit happens, doesn't it? So, but there you go. It's funny. The actor didn't like me because he knew I was due to kill him, and I'm like, hang on a minute, we're actors,
right?
Oh, it's really funny when people get like, you know, when they get possessive of the character, because you can't. You don't own that character. You just have to play that character as well as you can. Right. And I remember going back over a decade now, thinking, oh, I've never been killed in a movie yet. And then I ended up getting killed about 14 times in one day. And I was just like, oh, I'm over that. You know, it's like, and then I've been the guy that I always, like, in a role like that, I always get somebody, but then I always get got in the end. So, you know.
Right.
I think I survived in Penitent because they were still hunting me down as a war criminal.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah, we were going to bring up Penitent, amongst a ton of other things. We'll get into Penitent in a second because that has just been released on Blu-ray.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is also on Amazon Prime as well.
Amazon Prime.
In the States, because
Leo's looking for the trailer.
Yep, Leo's looking for the trailer. The trailer's out there somewhere, Leo. Well, he looks for that, but you've played in a ton of stuff. I mean, you've been in Miracle Workers. You were in Cursed, another show that I watch. I love that show.
Miracle Workers is awesome.
Yep. And Doc Martin.
Oh, I love Doc Martin.
Yeah, man.
10 years on Doc Martin?
Yeah, and like I missed that. I think, do you know what? They've said it's the last season. This season, I didn't get on it. So I was talking to the director, and he's like, "Oh, we've got to get you in because it's the last season." And then a role didn't come up to fit me, so I missed out on that one. But they've been saying it's the last season for the last 8 years. Yep. So it wouldn't surprise me if in 2 years I get a phone call saying, "Oh, do you want to come back on Doc Martin?" I'm like, "Well, I thought you finished, but yeah, of course I'll come back." It's it's a lot of fun. So the cast are great. I get on well with all of them. So yeah, it's cool. Oh, look, Ben's just put up the link for Penitent.
Yep.
So he's a good lad, Ben. There you go. So there's the link right there in the chat.
Yeah. I saw the private chat that you guys had a couple days ago when you announced being on the show, and he said, "Do you want me to sit in with you?"
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, he's a good lad. And also my mate Robbie's in here as well. So they're probably the only two people in here watching from my side, and I. So everyone say hello and introduce yourself in the chat.
I see some other people in here.
There's always people in there. Just a lot of people just sit quiet. They don't type. They don't chat. They don't do anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of people watching. A lot of comments, and I know there's a lot of comments coming in from other sides that we don't see, because that's not one of the major platforms.
So what happens with the video afterwards? Does it go on YouTube?
Oh yeah, this is on YouTube. It's on multiple YouTube channels, multiple Facebook channels. A ton of
it'll also be
broadcasting.
Archived.
It'll be archived on our website after tonight. It'll also be on IMDb tomorrow.
Cool.
So, yeah. So you got an IMDb credit from us.
Oh well, that's cool. Everyone loves an IMDb credit. This
right?
This can make up for all the ones I deleted last week.
Yes, exactly.
Oh dear.
IMDb is like I'm a dead body, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it can be. That's a dating site though.
Oh,
So
I
yeah,
got those
that
confused.
might be something that you want to erase from your history. But IMDb is the Internet Movie Database, so it's like it's not I'm a Dead Body. That's the Jeffrey Dahmer dating site.
Did you find that trailer, Leo?
Yes, but you can't just snap a finger and put it in.
I'm just asking a question, man.
I'm working on it.
I see it. I can see it in the glasses. It's. I can see everything going. So tell us a little bit about Penitent while we wait for Leo to find the trailer and get it ready.
Penitent was a really long time coming because it was an independent movie that we all did for love and not money. And it was just, but the thing is, it's got a really powerful message. So it was written by Martin Webster, who was like he's a Serbian soldier in Iraq. He has his own personal story as well, and there's another. Can you look up the Martin Webster documentary that he wrote as well? Because he was man, I could talk about this for hours. We literally could do a thing about it, but trying to get it down in a nutshell is that mine was a frontline soldier in Iraq. You know, numerous tours and saw and did things that we as human beings aren't really programmed to do unless you have been a frontline soldier, you know. So, but mine was also part of the documentary that's also on Amazon, Diary of a Disgraced Soldier. And so he was removed from the army and then like basically hauled over the coals, went to like a military court and stuff like that, just for videoing an Iraqi teenager getting the crap kicked out of him. But the story and laughing. But what the thing is, what people don't realize is you're a frontline soldier and you've been like in a war zone for weeks and weeks and months and months. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Diary of a Disgraced Soldier. That, you know, it changes your mindset. You're on high alert all the time, and you're so used to people around you getting killed, you know, and you retaliating against that. I think the story that the unheard story from that side of it was that they were trying to hold a bridge, and they kept sending civilians across the bridge in like a riot. So the British soldiers weren't firing into the civilians, but then what the terrorists would do, they would hand these teenagers grenades, so, and Molotovs and stuff like that. So from you know, that kind of rioting scene, like, you know, there was almost like a demonstration and a show of, like, you know, solidarity and whatever. The you know, the guys that were there with riot shields were all of a sudden facing Molotovs and hand grenades and stuff like that, and people were killed. So when they found one of the teenagers that they knew had been throwing grenades, and like, you know, he basically got taken out and he was beaten up, and Martin was the guy that recorded it, and they all knew what they were doing. They knew that, you know, and he got what discharged from the army for that, and then came home not only with PTSD because of what I'd witnessed, but also with a sense of shame, because at the end of the day, he's just doing his job, you know. So he wasn't the one beating him up, but the kid had been throwing grenades, and it's one of those moments where, you know, tensions are really high, and, you know, when you look at what's going on in the world at the moment, it's you know, in the grand scheme of things, like, a kid got beaten up. You know, there wasn't missiles being fired from one country to another and everything else, and all he did was make a video. And it's like, so he went on to then try and fight out against that. But then he said he was done with camouflage. I met Martin on another movie over a decade ago, and ironically, he was dressed in camouflage. He was playing part of the zombies. We were doing fight scenes and stuff like that, and so he seemed like a really good lad, and that was where we met on something called Eve, which is actually on YouTube because it never got released on TV. And yeah, we just said that we would work together. So he said he was done with camouflage. He didn't want to wear a uniform again, but then realized that he had a film to make about post-traumatic stress disorder. So, and he wanted me to be the antagonist and the guy that causes the post-traumatic stress disorder. So we made a film about the Bosnian War. I play a Bosnian war criminal. Yeah, so called Barbatov. Sounds a bit like Gorbachev, but yeah. But the Barbatov, actually, General Barbatov. And the film gave me PTSD, actually making it.
Right.
So it was pretty brutal. It was pretty, I don't know. It's a weird thing when you point a firearm at someone and you pull the trigger and then the blood bag goes out of them. You're still pointing a weapon at someone and pulling the trigger, and then there's an effect. And it's a special effect, but when you're in character, that it's still, I don't know. So that stuck with me, not for a long time, but like a good 2 or 3 weeks to a month. I was disturbed by that, and most of the stuff I do, I'm not disturbed by. As in, if I'm playing a Viking with an axe and slashing throats and stuff like that, it's not, Yeah. But this one actually did give me those feelings, So it's a very powerful piece. So, and it's won numerous awards, and I'm really glad that it's out there, and I hope that it brings success to everyone that was involved in the project as well.
Right.
And yeah, and we go on to make more movies because that's basically what it's about.
Right.
You want each movie to be a success, so you then you get more work, because it's not about money for me. It's about the art and the story. I don't really care about money as such. Like, everyone's got to eat and live, but I'm all about the story.
Right.
And respecting the story and doing my best job to portray a character authentically and realistically, so that I don't ever drag anyone out of the moment. I want everything that I do to be believable. So, but yeah, so Penitent is a hard watch, especially if you've served on the front line and you understand the mentality and the inner battles and demons and shit that you faced afterwards. But it was necessary to make, I think. So, but yeah, there you go.
Do we have the trailer?
We do have the trailer. Here we go.
How can I help you today, Mr. Kelly?
There's nothing really wrong. I'm just not sleeping very well. I could do with some tablets to help.
Can you tell me how you feel, please?
I just need something that can help me sleep.
I see here that you've been discharged from the army. Is that anything to do with it?
Despicable human condition ever created. Whatever you did at war stays with you forever. You did it to survive. And you did whatever you thought was right at the time. And no civilian will ever understand what you did or what you saw there.
Just give me the pills!
We knew
the risks. We knew why we've signed up. Get a grip, take responsibility. Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Sounds like you know nothing. You don't know nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Wow.
So
Intense.
yeah, it is intense. And it's like we had like at the premiere, we had the boss, the ex-boss of the Navy at the premiere, didn't we? It was like the boss of the entire Navy was at the film premiere. And then that's someone that I never expected to meet, and but we've had so much positive feedback from serving frontline soldiers and military and, naval, air force, anyone that's worn a uniform and has been involved in war, just say that we've done a respectful job. And even to the sound of the gunfire. So in the firefight, you didn't hear the gunfire in the trailer, but in the actual movie, the gunfire doesn't sound like Hollywood gunfire because it's not. It's real. So all of the actual gunfire sound effects are the exact sounds of the exact weapon that they're using. So it doesn't sound real to a lot of people that don't know what gunfire sounds like what gunfire sounds like, because it's not Hollywood, but it's I know it's pretty cool. But I just noticed after watching the trailer back, so I've watched it a while, that I literally, the only appearance of me in the trailer is I just bummed the fan. There you go. So I'm literally just lying. It could have been a spliff. I don't know. It's like, so I could have been still toking at that point. So, but yeah, it's one of those. No, there's a little bit of a running thing that I created with the character. Is every time he does something murderous, he rolls a cigarette and there's blood on his hands. So he's rolling a cigarette. And then he puts the cigarette in his mouth with with blood of the victim on the cigarette paper, and lights it. And then Martin saw that and then mirrored that image of the rolling of the cigarette minus the blood with another character. I really like that. So the hairy guy in the middle of it with the dark hair isn't me. So it's that was someone else. So, but yeah, I was one there in the green. So stood by the tank after just killing a load of Brits.
And
yeah,
that's
and
out
other
now
people.
on physical and VOD.
Sorry,
that's out now on physical and VOD.
It's on Amazon Prime, and it's also just on. I bought a copy on Amazon. It's ridiculous to buy your own movie, but it's like that's how much I support the project. So yeah, it's available on Amazon, but only in the US, I think. So if you can get it, but if you're in the UK, but you have to pay ridiculous amounts of, we call it mug tax, so to get it. But I thought I'll buy it while I'm in the States because it's going to save me $10,
Right.
And let's face it, that's that's a Golden Corral breakfast.
Yeah.
Right.
or a bottle of whiskey that you can put Sour Patch Kids in.
Oh man, yeah. Do you know what? No, I drank that one. I've still got the other 2 bottles though, because it's been the longest lasting bottle of liquor that I've ever had. So I've still got the Carolina Reaper. No one knows what we're talking about. This is funny. I've still got the Carolina Reaper vodka. It was Carolina Reaper chili lime. And the problem is when people come to my house now, they know what I'm like. So if I offer them a shot, they're like, no. And they just put it down. And I also made Carolina Reaper fudge rum, which I still have left over from last year. So I have half a bottle of each of those left. Nobody dares drink them. They are crazy. So
I made some hot sauce out of Carolina Reapers.
Yeah. I think what's happened with when we put it in the liquor, the sugar of the sweets dissolved into the liquor. So it's not like doing a hot sauce hit or anything like that. When you do a hit of sugary vodka with like basically a chocolate lime chili in it, it turns into like liquid napalm. So when you shoot it, it coats the entire lining of your mouth, gets in your teeth, in your gums, and the top, and there is no escape. No escape. There's nothing that will get rid of that, because it literally sticks to your skin. So that's pretty damn hot. So
right.
Yeah.
I had a hot pepper martini once.
Once.
Once. Yeah. Well, it had mango in it, so that didn't help.
So yeah, I'm all down for that. So I think
just real quick, The Penitent is available on for rent in Amazon.uk.
Okay, but you can buy the Blu-ray. I think it was $22.
Right.
So look at this. I'm only clued in because I bought it. It's not like me and Martin have had the discussion. If you get interviewed, I'll push the DVD or the Blu-ray. I think the maddest thing is Martin even bought his own copy, and he was the one that wrote and directed it. Right. So yeah, you don't get anything for nothing from places.
Sometimes you got to support yourself.
Right.
Oh, completely. And it's like I'm supporting the film industry in, I'm talking about the movie and like going to premieres and just, chatting about it and then actually buying the film. It's like, but the thing is, if I'm proud of something, I'll buy it.
Right.
It's like there's a lot of stuff that I've done that I won't name, but I just haven't even seen because you just get a vibe and you're just like, I don't think this is my cup of tea, we would say, or my bag. And it's just like some jobs you do for money because everyone's got to eat. But 90% of my work I do as a passion project. It's because I really believe in that. So I wanted to ask you. You do appearances. Do you have a schedule in the States of places you're going to be appearing at cons or? No, man. I literally came over just to chill and see some friends and stuff like that. But if you want to hook me up, I'm ready. Life is an adventure, so I didn't really come over with that in mind. But yeah, I'm up for any kind of Comic Cons and stuff like that because I like visiting different places that I would never have visited, and the USA is freaking huge, man.
Right.
It's like you only realize when you get in a car and try and drive across it. It's like like we're looking at booking like those what are those dodgy motels called? The Norman Bates motels and stuff.
Oh, Super 8,
Motel 6.
Stay in one of them.
Yeah, so. Super 8. Yeah.
Motel 6. Yeah, they're all the same.
The ones with the sticky floors.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You just drive past and you just think, how many people have been murdered in there? It's just. But that's just why I've watched too many documentaries.
Yeah. So we've got about 5 minutes left for everybody that's watching. So if you have a question, now's the time, because otherwise, you snooze, you lose. It's just that simple. Because Leo has another show tonight. I know. I do. So everybody watching, we're going to be doing another live stream at 9 p.m. for the Dorkening, and I'm sure there will be a lot of good nerdy, dorky stuff to chat about. We'll have some fun. I was just going to say, you guys should do a crossover with Julian and his food channel. Maybe send him some edibles.
Well, like Seth Rogen edibles.
Yeah.
That depends what state I'm in, as in what US state I'm in. Plus, I want to work for Marvel and Disney again at some point. So maybe I don't know. That would be a weird. Like, I'd have to check with my agent. I'd probably say no. What the fuck are you thinking?
No, but at minimum, we're going to get you a bottle of our hot sauce.
Oh man, that would be awesome. So I'll put that on the channel. So
yeah, you'll
respect mate. He doesn't. You don't know me anything, man. You're just good at being you. So But
I mean, everything I've seen, you are an amazing person. You have an amazing career and an amazing career ahead of you. But yeah, the Food Channel is definitely, for all our people watching, on our people and our fans, it's in the
show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. As long as Ben remembered to put them in there.
I put them in there.
Right.
It's easy. I'm hairy, foodie guy. That's it.
It's the hairy food guy.
I'm not a celebrity on YouTube yet, which is quite amusing. I just expected to start a YouTube channel and then it blow up within like 2 or 3 months or whatever. But it's quite a lot of hard work. So it's fun in the winter, but all I do with it really is piss off my girlfriend by wanting to film everything I eat, with it. And she's
well, there could be worse things.
Put the camera down there.
Right. There could be worse things you're asking her to film. So if it's the food, I think she.
Well, I was just gonna say, earlier he said he gave up the hot spicy nuts. So I'm on a mission to find some hairy nuts for his hairy food channel.
Hairy nuts. So, well, I've seen camel balls, and I've eaten mountain otters. So you guys are going to have to go, far to see these.
Right. And who knows, man? We'll talk. Maybe you'll see Hairy Food Guy running on the network at some point.
Yeah,
man, I'll be up for that. And get me on one of your shows. Like, I really want to do a voice for one of your shows. If you end up doing a live action thing,
we have a live action and we have a cartoon.
I love the zombie genre and always have. So I met George Romero. He's one of my earliest influences. So, but I'd like to apologize for talking over any questions you may have had.
No.
Oh no, man, you're good.
No need to apologize. I mean, we got the questions in the target points that we wanted, which was Vikings Valhalla, being on multiple shows, Curse Doc Martin,
waxing nostrils,
waxing your nostrils. Yeah, eating, mealworms that are still, as you say, viggling.
Ian said, "Don't ever wax your balls. That hurts like fucking."
No, I'll unless it's for a movie. So,
Ben, I didn't think you were a Doc Martin fan.
You don't know a lot about me. So,
zombies.
I watch some really, really weird stuff.
Who doesn't?
So no, I mean,
is this a confessional moment?
Just a little bit. There we go. The confession is over.
Yeah, but Doc Martin,
you have the floor. I'm interested.
Nope. What am I watching?
And thank you, Leo. I want to thank Leo for putting Wrong Turn, the new one, up on. I watched that today.
Oh,
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Pluther, thank you for putting up.
Pluther.
I said Pluther. What did you think I said?
No, somebody said something else.
I said I have an itch.
So I'm going to give you guys something to keep an eye out on that is going to be in production next year. There's a horror film. That's the Sizzler trailer will be released next year, and it's called Moon Eyes, and it's set in 1829, and it's about two greedy prospectors, so like gold prospectors, and the native Indians, and it's done very respectfully, based on old folklore and stuff like that, and based on historical fact. So it's really exciting for me, to have helped with the Sizzler trailer, but the Sizzler trailer is there as a fundraiser because it's another independent movie, but it's an independent movie that needs to be made, because the writing is amazing. The cast so far are absolutely phenomenal. So it was an honor to work with a Cherokee native on land that was owned by. We actually filmed it in Cherokee. So he gave me this bandana. So this is the actual Cherokee colors. So I'm wearing that with pride. So, and also underneath that bandana is the safetyforsarah.org thing. And Sarah was killed in 2014 in a filming accident. And I met her brother, Eric, a few weeks ago now, and we became like instant buddies and stuff like that. But she was killed on, I can't remember the name of the movie, but safetyforsarah.org. So if you want to support that, that's something that's close to my heart, because film safety is paramount, especially with what happened to Russ and stuff. But Sarah was killed on the railroad track.
Yeah.
When she was sent back to, she was told that it was not a live track, it was dead. The whole film shoot were, but the fact is the producer lied, and it was a live track, and she got killed, and a lot of people were injured when a train come through and smashed them all up.
Yeah.
So yeah, like safety on set is paramount, because I do work with a lot of independent movies because I love them, and I love supporting new and up and coming films and projects that I feel that aren't necessarily Hollywood, but still should be out there. Hollywood isn't everything as such when it comes to the stories and stuff like that. It's you know, I think there's some of the stories in the independent world are much more powerful than anything Hollywood want to produce, because they just think about bank,
right?
You know, and entertainment and colors, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's entertainment. It's all entertainment. But it's like, you know, when you go to a library and there's the fiction section and the fact section. That's the way I look at Hollywood and indie movies. It depends what you want to watch and what you want to read or whatever. So, but yeah, I'm digressing. So keep an eye out for Moon Eyes, because that Sizzler trailer is coming out, and it's there to try and raise money to get this, you know, first time writer and director who was an animator doing his first live action piece. So I just want to say that I'm supporting that project.
Okay.
Excellent.
And, now, aren't you involved in another horror movie called Election Night?
Yeah, actually, I forgot to talk about that. Jesus. The worst thing is, when you do so many projects and they take a couple of years to come out, you forget that what you've done, and which is great from like when you're sitting down watching it, because you forget all the nuances and the subtleties in the character or whatever. But yeah, it was a home invasion movie called Election Night. I think that's on Amazon as well. So there you go. There's another trailer that you need to find within the next 30 seconds.
Well, that probably won't happen.
No.
But
it's there.
Everything you need to know about this amazing gentleman is in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. But you are more than welcome to go over to his IMDb. Everything he's been in is there. You can just click the button. Just click. Oh, look, Election Night. Click, and it's right there for you. If
you want a concise list, there's if you go onto starnow.com/Julian Seager, you'll actually see that I've been in 3 times more than I've been on IMDb. So that's my honesty list.
I think that's actually in the show notes up above or down below.
Oh, okay. That's where the porn ones are listed, right?
Sorry?
That's where the dirty movies are listed, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the ones where I'm wearing weird satanic horns and stuff. Yeah, all those ones.
Right.
On that note, Leo.
Okay, we're gonna wrap things up. You know, as Ben said, my name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind. That's all, folks. I'm the monkey behind.
That's all, folks.
I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got a ton of shows on the network. There's a lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. So head on over to thedorkening.com, which you can see all the latest episodes there. And we're going to be doing another live show at 9 p.m. tonight. So, you know, stick around. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff. And with that being said, Julian, where do you like people interacting with you on social media?
Instagram is cool because that's like kind of the real me, as in it's just random shit, which is the real me actually. But also on Facebook, I have an official page which is Julian Seager. So but I tend to. But also with the, I think I answer more people on YouTube. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, I pretty much answer every remark on the channel because it's a fairly new thing for me. So that's Hairy Foodie Guy. So yeah. So if you're talking to me on some of the other channels, you might get a moderator with a polite answer. But Foodie Guy is all me, much to my shame.
Awesome, Jeffrey.
Well, you did say Hairy Foodie Guy, not Fruity Guy, right?
No, yeah, it's foodie, not fruity.
Right, okay.
I don't eat much fruit.
As far as us, stilltoking.com or Facebook, Toking with the Dead. I'm old as dust, so I don't do the Instagram and stuff. Ben will take care of that, though, if you want to follow us on Instagram. And I think there's a Twitter and there's all kinds of shit. But stilltoking.com, all our links will be right there. I want to thank Julian for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure and an honor. Thank you very much.
No problem, man. Maybe I can come back and actually answer questions next time.
Listen, Jeff.
Oh, you only get one shot, dude.
Jeff, you can kiss his ass all you want, but if he kills you, you're still not going to Valhalla. So.
No,
sorry.
Actually, if you want to do some voiceover stuff, we do little skits every now and then on one of our comic shows.
Man, I 100% do. It's so easy. I love my voiceover stuff. As in, it's so much easier than driving somewhere, getting in a costume, doing stunt rehearsals and stuff like that. And, I can just record most of them on my phone. So yeah, I'm down with that.
What Julian can do is just put me on a boat, light me on fire, and push me out to sea.
Yeah, that was planned for the actual show, but that scene got cut. So that was actually planned.
It actually ended up on the editing room floor.
Yeah, it did.
So Leo's
like most of my career.
When Leo closes out the show, Julian, just hang tight. Don't disappear on us.
No problem, man.
So we're going to go backstage. But yeah, so like Jeff said, stilltoking.com. You can find out everything you need to know about us. You can rewatch this show, all our past shows there. Yeah, I mean, it was amazing having Julian here. One of my favorite shows so far in 3 years, most definitely.
Boom.
To all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do so people like us can do what we do. Stay safe. We're out of here. We'll see you next week.
Bye.